Who am I? It's a fairly simple question, really. But sometimes it's the simple, open-ended questions that have not so simple answers. I mean, what do you want to know? I'm a son, brother, cousin, lover, hater, student, teacher, friend, best friend. I'm a lot of different things. But to truly answer this simple question, we have to first go back to a simpler time. Yep, that's me. Manufactured in 1997 by a couple of young, free-loving, crazy kids I call mom and dad. I was born and raised in the bourbon brewing, tobacco hanging, horseback riding, front porch sitting, fried chicken eating state of Kentucky. Family was everything to me growing up. I didn't need a fancy house, fast cars, rich friends, and a party every weekend. In fact, I was much happier out at my grandmother's house, sitting around a bonfire with the rest of the family. And that's just how it was. We took care of our own. But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. As a kid, I struggled with illness on an almost constant basis. Everything from epilepsy to anxiety. I was constantly in and out of the hospital. It was a pretty dark time in my life. And I didn't know it at the time, but soon these struggles would become a blessing. They made me realize that I was lucky to be here, and that I needed to make my life count. I wanted more. I needed more. The thought of being stuck in the same town for the rest of my life scared me. But this newfound motivation would soon present its own problem. I was different, and as a country kid from a small town, different is the last thing you're expected to be. But of course, while people might have looked at me weird and failed to understand my mindset, this didn't stop me. After years of playing sports and doing all the other traditional kid things to do, I suddenly stopped. And at the age of 12, I started my very first YouTube channel. Even at this young age, I wanted to grow and entertain an audience. Of course, I didn't get very far. I was just a dumb kid that didn't know the first thing about SEO, media communications, or running an online business in general. But I persisted, and by the age of 14, I had learned how to effectively record, edit, and market my own content. It was also around this time that I outgrew my epilepsy. I was free. This horrible condition that haunted me for years was now gone. Of course, I still struggled here and there with anxiety, but nothing was going to hold me back at this point. I knew what I wanted, and by all means, I was going to get it. By the age of 16, I had started multiple different YouTube channels, and even took an interest in multi-level marketing of all things. Then, at 17 years old, I started my final YouTube channel called Ty Blue. It was a slow burn at first, but I was pretty much an expert at this point. The content I was making began to slowly grow and change over the next couple of years. At 19, I found my home posting news and current events related content. It was then, at this point, that my life would change forever. My content soon got the attention of one of the most popular and quickly growing YouTubers. His name is Keemstar, and he owns a news channel called Drama that at the time had over 1.5 million viewers. I soon became close with Keem, and began helping him by supplying him with stories he could cover on his channel. Then, one day, not long after, Keemstar presented me with one of the biggest opportunities of my life. He asked me, just a small town kid from Kentucky with a dream, to cover for him as the host on his insanely popular news show. He was going to put me in front of millions of people. Millions. I, of course, accepted his offer, and to put it simply, my life changed overnight. I gained over 50,000 subscribers on my own channel and was now known on the internet by millions. And strangely, while my YouTube dreams had come true, I still wanted more, which is why I packed up and tearfully waved goodbye to my quiet country town. I decided to move to Orlando, Florida to try my luck in the film industry. I knew I had the drive and motivation, I just needed the guidance. And for me, I found that guidance at Full Sail, where I continue to work towards those dreams I found as a kid. So, back to the question at hand. Who am I? Well, my name is Ty Monroe, aka Ty Blue, a YouTuber and film student, and above all, I'm just getting started.